Hey everyone, and welcome to another hobby blog. So, as you can see, I have finished some Leagues of Votann. But on top of that, I have a couple updates I want to do. Or a couple updates I want to give, and as well as a plan for the future. I'm going to be, or I say future like it's long term, but for later this week. On some content. So, first, let's just get into these minis. So, with these guys, I am painting up Trans-Hyperion Alliance, which is obviously the orange one. So, one thing I can say for certain is been a great help is the fact that I've got a matte varnish on these. The orange looks so much better with a matte varnish. Before it looked very glossy. But so I'll just go over the colors I use. So for the orange, it's Magma Droth Flame as a base with Troll Slayer Orange layered over it. Although I must say, there is a very big difference between what I'm looking at with my eyes and what's showing up on camera. Like, it's like night and day. It is so different. So that is interesting. But yeah. So, my old Leagues of Votann base scheme was like a black ground with the alien purple and blue grass on it. But ultimately decided that was too boring. There's not enough to it. So I decided to go with a crystal base. Which, if you remember, was the kind of old scheme I had for my Space Marine chapter, the Knights Draconis. But now I actually started adding a glow effect around the crystals. I use various fucking greens on that. I'm not going to go too much in depth on the color scheme, and I'll go over why later. But one thing I used is on the crystals, I used Pro-Acryl fluorescent paints, and I also used that on the lights. The purple is actually their fluorescent purple. So with this army, I'm going to be going for a color triad type thing. Where before I was doing a dual color of orange and blue. But this one I wanted to go for a triad instead to give more interest to the color scheme. So it's orange, purple, and green. The purple will also be used on like any plasma weapons they get. While the green will almost entirely be present on the base. Because it will be a very prevalent color on bases. Especially on smaller sized ones. While this ones are larger bases, when you start getting to like the infantry bases, what little crystals are going to be on that are going to take up a lot of fucking space. You just go through them one by one. It's really weird that like the orange looks so very different on camera than it does in front of me. I wonder why that is. Oh well. But yeah, so I also did a different thing with doing like the sleeping bags here. Instead of doing just like a standard leather color for the sleeping bags or some kind of like parchment color, I also did the same thing for like these containers. Is that like I would take a basic color like blue, black, or camo green, like this one, camo green, or like a neutral gray or a warm gray or whatever, and I would just start adding bits of Pro-Acryl's khaki to it to create kind of like a warmer, beigeier color. To really just break up the color interest. But yeah. So overall, very happy with how these have come out. I'm very confused as to why the color looks so different on camera than it does in real life. Like, the orange is far more saturated in real life than it is on camera. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not quite sure why that's happening. But, oh well. Thus is life. So, if you give me 1 minute, I'm going to show you what my next project is. Be right back. And so, as you guys can see, I have 3 Necron Tomb Blades that have been primed. So, it is currently 2:45 a.m. Monday morning. I'm probably going to finish these guys on Monday. I'm going to finish these guys today after I wake up, because Necrons do not take long to paint. But yeah, these will be the last Necron units I build for quite a while. I'm going to be spending a lot of time working on my Leagues of Votann, and I got some Space Marine stuff to work on too. But yeah, I'm excited to get these guys done for the Votann Dynasty. I'm not done with my Necrons, mind you. There's still a lot I want to get. I need to get some transports, maybe a Doomsday Ark. I need at least 1 monolith. At least 1 monolith. And eventually the Void Dragon. But I'm also considering not really using Catan. I kind of have it with the lore of my dynasty, is that they abhor the usage of the Catan. But I'm kind of back and forth on that. But right now, that's what I'm working with, is that they are a dynasty that will almost never use a Catan shard. Unless it's absolutely essential. But yeah. So, you give me 1 second, I'll be right back. And so, this might seem like a random thing to show. I have these off to the side somewhere, and they're a pain in the ass to get out, but yeah, I got the Space Marine Company Heroes box. This past week, I had my birthday, and this and the Ultra Matte Varnish from AK Interactive were gifts. So, these Marines have already been built. I'm going to probably prime them today. Ooh, excuse me. And the Ultra Matte Varnish is what I actually put on those guys right over there. I've also varnished my Captain Varen Sarkoth already. And this guy here is actually going to be a variant of Varen Sarkoth. This is going to be him when he's not taking to the sky with his relic jump back. But yeah. So if you give me 1 minute, I'll be right back with the final shot and what you can expect later this week. Alright, and we're back. So again, we have the 3 Hearthkin Pioneers of the Trans-Hyperion Alliance. And we have 3 Tomb Blades up next on my paint station. So what I'm thinking of doing is later this week, I think I'm actually going to have another painting tutorial. I think I'm actually going to have a tutorial on how I do these crystal bases. They're super easy to do. They're fun to do. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had anything that wasn't just a hobby vlog, so I figure a nice crystal base tutorial would be good. Although, let's be honest, I don't think I'm going to be able to top Pete the Wargamers. But I'm going to try. I will certainly try. But yeah. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.